live right here tonight. So tonight's topic is we're going to talk about the symbolism of the Order of the Eastern Star. Symbolism, Order of the Eastern Star. Yeah, we're going to get off into some other topics tonight, but tonight we're going to talk about the symbolism of the Order of the Eastern Star. And if you want to be calling in tonight, of course, that number is 619-286-0642. Also, we got the number 619-985-1184 is available. So just come on in tonight. I just want to welcome everybody. I'm not going to start until I see people popping in. So definitely welcome. Come on in. We're going to get this thing going tonight. Greeting, Brother Lewis. How's everything going? So we're going to talk about that OES tonight. I know that a lot of times we focus on the brotherhood, but tonight we're going to talk about the OES. And we might talk about some other things, but right now we're going to focus on the Order of the Eastern Star and how does it correlate with the Freemasons. And not only that, who can be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star? Truly, who can be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star? Because a lot of people who are now members of the Eastern Star, females, really are not supposed to be members. Oh, you don't think so? Well, welcome to tonight's show. We're going to break that down tonight. We're talking about those individuals who assume or who may think that they are that they are members of the Order of the Eastern Star, and really, according to their own landmarks, may not necessarily be. May not necessarily be. And that is something that I think we should take a look at. I've had people to ask me, well, why you don't talk about the Eastern Star as much? Well, tonight we're talking about the Order of the Eastern Star, its symbolism, and how does it fit into Freemasonry. What's up, Brother Green, Brother Lewis? You're in the house tonight. I appreciate you coming on in. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that work in tonight. Greetings, Brother King. All right, appreciate you coming in. We're going to get that work in tonight. We're talking about the Order of the Eastern Star because a lot of brothers really don't get into that work, so they don't know a whole lot about it. I'm a past patron locally and grand patron. So definitely I can talk about it. I want to share it with you, and I hope that those who are coming on get something out of it. And then not only that, we're going to talk about Freemasonry, of course, but tonight's main subject is going to be that of the Order of the Eastern Star. So I'm welcome everybody that's coming on tonight. Come on in, let's get this work in. We're about to break open this star point and see what it's really all about, because some people tend to get it all messed up. But anyway, so once again, I have one of my glasses tonight. You know, I got the double-headed eagle sitting up there, looking both ways, baby. You know, east and west. You know, ain't nobody gonna be sneaking up on me tonight. You know what I mean? So definitely cheers. Trust me on that one. When I go, it's every bit of that tartar. Let me tell you, for real. Yep. Welcome everybody. I appreciate the family coming on in. You know, we about to get this work in tonight. But anyway, so if you're gonna call in tonight, that number is gonna be 619-286-0642. Also, you can call in at 619-985-1184. If I once had your phone number and you haven't heard from me in a minute, that's because I no longer have your number. I had to reboot the phone, baby, and it kicked all of my numbers out. So I didn't have anything really saved up to the iClouds. I had some backed up into my email account, and you know, so hey, hit me up, let me know, send me your number, whether it be through messengers or however you want to get it to me, but definitely do that. And so tonight, once again, we're talking about the Order of the Eastern Star and its symbolism. So let's get right on into it. And welcome everybody that's coming on. So the term adoptive rights implies a system, a form of ceremonies and expiatory lectures, which was communicated to a certain class of ladies. Okay, so the ceremonies of the Order of the Eastern Star was only communicated to a certain class of ladies, all right, which formed their relationship by blood or by marriages, to respect the attentions of the Freemasons. So in order to be an Eastern Star, it had to be through blood or through marriage, okay? That was in order to be an Eastern Star. This is their landmarks, all right? And I don't know if their landmarks have changed, but I tell you what I have noticed is the mere fact that a lot of people don't look at it from that point of view no more. What they do is they say, okay, you want to be an Eastern Star? Yeah, I want to be an Eastern Star. Here's your petition. You fill it out. I'm going to sponsor you. Now they have sponsors. But the landmarks mentions nothing about sponsorship for a lady or a woman who wants to be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Truly, the landmark states that that person has to be through blood or married married as a Mason, married to a Mason in order to be an Eastern Star. And there are some other things that may shock you as we go along tonight that may make you go, really? Yeah, we're going to get in that too. And definitely I want to welcome everybody else into tonight as we move on. So all the information I have, I can tell you exactly where I get it from. So you won't be thinking that I'm trying to hook wink you or I'm just trying to just BS you any type of way, fashion, or form. I want you to definitely be able to have this information at your disposal. So let's take a look at this. So we know that you have to have a bloodline or be married to a master mason in good standings, okay? We're entitled to the respect and attention of Freemasons. That was in order for you to be an Eastern Star. All right. Next, the rules or the rules for the order. Okay, this is how it goes. No less than 5 ladies who are entitled to receive or have received the degrees in communication to the Order of the Eastern Star. Only 5. Only 5. And here they are. All right. A Master Mason in good standings. That's number 1. Can receive the degrees of an Eastern Star. Number 2. The wife of a Master Mason. Number 3. The widow of a Master Mason. Okay. Who has died and was in good standing. Number 4. The sister of a Master Mason. He has to be in good standings. Number 5. The daughter of a Master Mason in good standings. Those are the only ones who are able to receive the degrees of the Order of the Eastern Star. That has not changed. What has changed is that along with time and the loss of membership, we have decided to say we will use the word sponsorship. We will sponsor you. So therefore, you have people sponsoring ladies to become part of the Eastern Star. Or what they say, we're going to adopt you. But there's no such monster when you're talking about the Eastern Star. So once again, I'm going to tell you, there's only 5. There's only 5 individuals that can be Eastern Stars. A Master Mason in good standings, the wife of a Master Mason in good standings, the widow of a Master Mason that was in good standings, okay? A sister of a Master Mason always have to be in good standings, and the daughter of a Master Mason. Those are the only 5 people that can receive the degree work of an Eastern Star. Other than that, everybody else is out the door, bar none. I'm back on though. So if you're still on, I appreciate you. And for those of you who was here and you logged off, man, I don't know what was happening with this, but I'm back. I appreciate those who was able to hang tough for a little bit. Man, that is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I don't know. I'm about to give me an extra router or something that my grand is over here talking. He said, you want to get a router, bro. But anyway, I'm back. Damn it. So look, the 5 individuals or 5 personnel who can be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, once again, and no less than the 5 ladies who are entitled to receive or have received the degrees. First, a Master Mason, okay, in good standings can receive the degree of Eastern Star. The wife of a Master Mason, the widow of a Master Mason, the daughter of a Master Mason. Those are the only 5, and they must, and their husbands must all be in good standings in the Order of the Eastern Star. Now, here's what's shocking. Now, those who are not entitled to receive the degree of the Eastern Stars are, check this out, an unmarried lady. She cannot receive the degree of an Eastern Star. Oh, that's going to cut out a lot of sisters on that one. Trust me. An unmarried lady not being married to a master mason cannot receive the degree of the Order of the Eastern Star. That's a no-no. Next, a mother of a mason cannot receive the degree of an Eastern Star. She must be married to a mason. Ooh, didn't know that one either, huh? A master mason who has been expelled or suspended, or against whom charges may be pending, cannot participate as an Eastern Star. Okay. Let me repeat this again. If you are a sister who's not married to a master mason, you cannot be a Eastern Star according to your landmarks. Oh, don't be upset. I'm just saying. And at the end, I'm going to tell you where you can find this information at. All right? Half sisters or stepsisters don't count either. Okay? Nah. Half sister? Nah. Stepsister? Nope. Can't be an Eastern Star. You have to be by blood or marriage. That's it. Each person, before acquiring the knowledge of the degrees, must be honorable, pledged to the observance of the above rules. You must pledge to the above rules if you're going to be a member of the Eastern Star. Meaning that you have to be married to a master mason in order to be an Eastern Star. Period. That's the only way you should get in. But we know that over time, things change. And they have this thing that is called adopted. I adopted you as my sister, so therefore if I would sign your petition. Yeah, things change. People make their rules up as they go that's going to suit their jurisdiction, and I have no problems with that. I'm just sharing with you, okay, the landmarks and those customs of how one should be or how one can become an Eastern Star, okay? Now, next we're going to talk about the symbolism in Eastern Star, the symbolism, okay? We're going to talk about the symbolism in the Order of the Eastern Star. If you want to call in tonight, that number is 619-286-0642. If you want to call in. So we're open. The line is open. If I got a sister out there that's interested, she can call in. She can call in to tonight's show if she got a question on tonight's show. So give me a call and we can have that conversation. So I'm quite sure that there are quite a few sisters out there who are very curious about the Order of the Eastern Star. And I'm just giving you some facts. And like I said, I'm going to tell you where you can find them at in just a few minutes here. All right. So the Order of the Eastern Star is religious in its character. Hear me clearly. The Order of the Eastern Star is religious in its character. Ask me how I know, and I'll tell you so in just a couple of minutes. All right? So, with that being said, hold on just a second. I got something I got to pull up real quick. Boom. You can't run your business without No, I can't run my business like that. So, now, with that being said, all right, so it is because the Bible is the only book you will find on the altar of the Eastern Star. Hear me clearly. The Bible is the only book that you're going to find on the Order of the Eastern Star. All right? Number one, a sister who would like to be a member of the Order of the Eastern Star of a different faith, she can become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. She would have to take her pledge or obligation or whatever you want to call it on her Bible, but that Bible will not be on the altar of the Order of the Eastern Star. Okay, just as simple. So I don't want you to get it twisted or missed on anything. That's just what it is right now. I'm putting a call-in number in, so if anybody want to call in tonight, they're certainly welcome to do so. If you want to have this conversation about the Order of Eastern Star. Next, there's a lot of sisters in the order they are really not eligible. Yeah, that is true. I'm just telling you. All right. So with that being said, so we know that the Order of the Eastern Star is a religion, is religious in its character, because the only thing on the altar is a Bible. Okay, so a symbol the Bible is a symbol of a visible object representing something which is not shown but understood by association with the symbolism of teaching, truth, and figures within the emblem. So what happens is the emblems of the Eastern Star teaches truth if you're able to break down the symbolism behind them. All right. And I know a lot of times sisters don't get into the symbolism aspect of the Order of the Eastern Star, but you should, because everything you need is hidden within your symbols of the Order of the Eastern Star. Okay. A few symbols found in the ritual of the Order of the Eastern Star are easily understood. Stars have always been a symbol or symbolic of great events. From history, earliest beginnings, man has always looked to the stars to measure single events and great events. Like in the Eastern Star, if you remember the Eastern Star, you know exactly what I'm talking about when you go to Matthews. Go to chapter Matthews and it tells you. All right, I won't get into that. And also, we know that Christ is called the morning star, the light of the world. The 5 points of the star is ancient and sacred emblem. The 5 points of the Eastern Star, the 5 points of the star is an ancient and sacred emblem. Okay, the 5 points of the star has always been an emblem of the Order of the Eastern Star. It would be difficult to find a more symbolic emblem for the woman order. Okay, it was the star that heralded the birth of Christ and guided the wise man to the lonely manger. Let me say something. There's no way in heck that happened in the month of December. Let's just have some clarity on that. Christ was not born in the month of December. You can call me what you want to call me, but look at the historical findings on your own, and you would know that there was no such person born in the month of December around that time. It's cold as hell in the mountains during that time of year in that area of the world. Come on now. Now, let me move on. Check it out for yourself. If you think I'm kidding, check it out for yourself. All right. There are many biblical questions referring to the symbol found in the insignia. The insignia it is found within the star point. The insignia is found within the star point. Okay, and let's talk about them. Behold the lion, which is part of the insignia. Okay, the tribe of Judah. That is Revelation 5:5. You can find that in the Bible. So the lion is found in the insignia of the Eastern Star. The lamb, which was slain, that's going to be Revelation 5:12. That is found within the insignia of the Eastern Star. I am the rose, Sharon, the lady of the valley. That is found in the Songs of Solomon 21. That is around the insignia of the Eastern Star. I, Jesus, have set mine angels to testify unto you those things in the churches, and I am the root and the offsprings of David and the bright and morning star. All of that you can find is right there on the insignia of the Eastern Star. A lot of times we talk about the 5 points a lot of times, but we don't really get into the insignia, which is also part of the Eastern Star. The altar with the Bible and the 5 points facing east. The 5 points are always facing east with the Bible on the altar. Okay, that represents the 5 points facing east represents the soul enshrined with the 5 jewels. Y'all didn't hear me though, did you? The 5 points that are facing east in the Order of the Eastern Star represents the soul being enshrined with those jewels, with those 5 points and those jewels, those emblems. Okay, that triangle formed by the altar. Okay, and the 2 points emblematic of the star nearest to the east. Okay, when the Bible is opened upon the altar, a symbol of holiness. That is why the crossing between the altar and the east during deliberations is forbidden. You do not cross the east during deliberations. That is totally forbidden in the Order of the Eastern Star. All right. So it says that you're walking upon holy ground. Now, if you're a master mason, you know what I'm talking about. All right. From ancient times, the customs of the triangle has always been the basis for ritualistic work, and it's the foundation of symbolism. Okay, it's bound by three sides of equal length and containing three equal angles. The triangle has an origin in heaven. The sun rises in the east and crosses to the west. From first importance, an arc of an angel. I never considered that. I never looked at it from that point of view. That's interesting in its own right. You know? Dog days of summer. Boy, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. So if anybody want to call in tonight and have that conversation on the Order of Eastern Star, please do so. 619-286-0642 is one number, and I also have the other number is 619-985-1184. So send me a shout out if you want to talk about the Order of Eastern Star, okay? So also we know that it represents deity, the triangle, the basis of astronomy, uses to navigate for the measurement of time, like the circle and the triangle means perfection. The circle within the triangle means perfection. Okay. If you notice anything about how the lodge is set up, you know that we walk as we enter the lodge in a circle, in a circle, right? So, but the lodge itself is contained within a triangle. You'll catch that on the way home. I'm just saying. You follow me on that one?
I got you.
Okay, as long as you got me, we're all right. All right. So let's move on. This the deity in the triangle and it points downward towards mankind. Okay, it is inspirational. The star point is inspirational to mankind because we know that, as I said before, the stars represents things that are about to happen in mankind. So it's supposed to be inspirational in that aspect. All right. The earthly triangle is pointing heavenly. The symbolic it symbolically it is aspiration. I think, yeah, aspiration. Aspiration. Aspiration, okay? And the sky point, in the 6-point star, known as King Solomon's seal. The two are perfectly blended. So if you recognize as the King Solomon's seal, you know that's a 6-point star with two triangles, and it is perfectly sealed. It is a perfect blend. It is definitely a perfect blend. If you want to call into the show tonight, talk about that Order of Eastern Star works, please do so. Why is the star inverted in most places but not in others? X in New Jersey or New York. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't answer that. I really don't know why the star is inverted in some places and not in other places. But I do know they say that when the star is inverted, it is on a satanic side of things versus it being the opposite way. But I come to find out in my own reading, so as above, so below. So that's the best way I can explain it. You know, it all depends. Different jurisdictions have different ways they want to they do things. So I've seen it that way, but I really never paid any attention to it. But now since you brought that to my attention, I gotta take a look at it.
Inverted is woman.
You know, inverted is what?
Inverted, if the star is pointing down, represents woman. If the star pointing up, represents man.
Okay, I was just informed. Inverted represents woman, pointed down, and when it's pointed up, it represents man. That's what I was just told that by a person that's higher ranking than I am. That's true. I'm telling you. My grandmaster just told me that. All right. So, with the center point, the triangle that faces east, well called the battle triangle. Okay, we're talking about both of those triangles that make up the 6-pointed star. Okay, it is called the battle triangle. It is formed from the point of Eta, Esther, and Electa. Ada battles to save her father, honor. Esther's battles to save her people from extermination. An elective battle to cross the colors, blue, white, and red. There are three symbols using and winding our labyrinth: the square, triangle, and circle. The circle uses only once, symbolizes the earth upon which we live. The square, triangle are used by many times. The influence of the triangle is felt in many ways. Each sign has three movements. Each passes have three words. Dang, the Eastern Star is deep. Oh my, the Eastern Star is deep. You know, let me go back through this here again. Within the circle of the star, the triangles that faces east, right? We'll call battle. It's the battle triangle. It is formed by the points of Ada, Esther, and Electa. Ada battles to save her father's honor. If you know that story, that's a great story to read. Esther's battles to save her people from extermination. And Electa battles to cross. All right? The colors blue and white and red. Okay? There are three symbols used in the winding of the labyrinth: the square, the triangle, and circle. The circle uses only once. This symbolizes the earth upon which we live. The square and triangle are used in many times. The influence of the triangle is felt in many ways. Each sign has three movements. Each one has three passwords. Dang. Being an Eastern Star, you got to remember a lot. You know, each triangle has three signs. Man, I was, my friend, what is happening here? This is not right. Not right at all. Okay. So what questions I got for you? What you got for me tonight? Hey, Brother Shaheed, welcome aboard. CJ Breeze, welcome. Why is the star in? Okay. Got that. So the star is inverted. Downward represents female, upwards represents male. So that is why the star is inverted, my brother. Okay, I'm officially a PHA. Now, my brother, finally took forever, but I'm happy to get back to work. Oh, great, Brother Shaheed. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. What's up, brother? I've been trying to get on here for about 15 minutes. I thought you blocked me. No, man. Oh, no, man. I don't, you know what? I don't block many people. I block them trolls, but I don't block nobody that's legitimately trying to come up or do anything like that. No, I don't do that one. I don't do that one. So let's go on with this here thing right here. All right. So the winding of the labyrinth is a symbolic of a journey of life. It is the labyrinth that the initiate is shown the way which leads to the star in the east, and is instructed in the signs and passes of the 5 degrees of the order. There are 5 raps at the door. I'm going too deep. Let me back that up. I'm going too deep now. I'm going too deep. I'm sorry. I gotta cut that. I can't edit this. This shit is like live, so I can't edit. You know. But I'm gonna pause right there. I need to pause right there because I'm doing too much. I need to be cautious. All right. So the lessons of the labyrinth may well be fitted into everyday's life. Okay? The members and their beauty, significant to shape, to fit in every situation. All right? Now, if you're an initiate in the Order of the Eastern Star, the foundation for which is to prosperly exist of the chapter, depending on membership. Okay? So the order itself is meant for one to become prosperous. I don't mean just in monetary ways, but through the sisterhood itself, it helps to elevate other sisters who are part of the Order of the Eastern Star. Okay, one learning the proper attitude or for chapters and their actions during the presentation of the flag of their country, the floor work and the surrounding the altar, the labyrinth, the resurrection, the proper chapter attire, balloting, grand honors for honored guests, who constitute, and you know, everybody, even including in Freemasonry, when you have a dignitary who's a grand officer comes to your Grand Lodge, there are grand honors that we give, okay? Also, that is fitting for the Order of the Eastern Star, okay? Now, a committee is formed for an investigation team for the Order of the Eastern Star. It is best if you are on the investigating team for the Order of the Eastern Star. Please, by all chances, if you want to get to know that sister, go to their home. Go to their home. Go to their home, and you must be dressed in such a way to identify yourself as as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. You don't really want to go dressed in blue jeans and mini skirts. Do they even have mini skirts these days? Well, short skirts. You know what I mean. You know, as an Eastern Star, you know you have to carry yourself a certain way. So we want to make sure that we keep that. I appreciate it, brother. Much love and respect. Gotta love it when brothers dwell together in unity. Certainly do. Certainly do. Greeting, brothers and sisters. All right, Q. What's up, Q? All right, what's going on? We're gonna talk about a lot tonight, but the Order of Eastern Star is the subject of the night. But we're gonna get into some other stuff tonight. It's gonna get probably a little heated for some people. So I just want you to be aware. If you are ancient, free, and accepted in Prince Hall, after we get through talking about this particular subject, it's gonna get a little heated. And I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, but I'm giving you notice. All right. So if you're on the committee for the Order of Eastern Star, meaning the committee for investigation team, please go by that sister home. And as I said before, some sisters are not even supposed to be Eastern Stars right now because they're not married to an Eastern Star. They was not brought in by a Master Mason, and they had to be the daughter, the wife, a sister. They're the only ones, not stepsisters, not stepdaughters. No, it's through blood it's through blood and through being married to a Master Mason that you can only be an Eastern Star. Now, as time has come along, they have changed some things, okay? I'm not saying they. When I say they, I'm talking about the various jurisdictions have made some changes. So this is why we have the Eastern Stars who are coming on board now since the days of the 80s and probably the 70s. They're not connected through that bloodline, okay? In that respect, all right? Now the information that I got, it comes from what I call the deputy's address. It's come from this book right here. All right, so I didn't give you any bad information. It comes from the deputy address. All right, this is you can get this book from McCoy's Publishing. All right, this is where you can get it from. It's called The Deputy's Address, and it deals with the Order of the Eastern Star. All right, it's a great book to have. It really gives a lot of insight on the Order of the Eastern Star. It's great for lectures, and it's great for new members who have come part of the Eastern Star. So for those sisters, I hope that you've gotten something out of that brief lecture, that brief synopsis, that that information right there. I hope you've gotten something out of it. So now, I've often heard that brothers claiming, "Oh, I wouldn't become a part of Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason because they take your money." Now, we all know here recently, the Grand Secretary for Baltimore, Prince Hall Grand Lodge, was found guilty of stealing $750,000. Talk back to me now. I'm quite sure some of you are familiar with it now. Hear me clearly. We know that a lot of times people have said that the Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, them brothers take your money, you don't want to be a part of that group, blah, blah, blah. That's what they've said. However, here's what I do know. I'm quite sure some of you are already familiar with it. That the Grand Lodge out of Baltimore, all right, they said a former Baltimore Freemason, the Grand Treasurer, was found guilty of embezzling more than $750,000. Let me tell you this here, brothers. of the craft instances of their order. We need to stop throwing each other under the bus, our various jurisdiction by saying you wouldn't join this organization because they're taking money from you or they're stealing your money. Well, hell, he just stole $750,000. And look at what happened a few years ago, with Grandmaster out of Louisiana, Grandmaster Slaughter. What did he do? What did they say he did? Who did he spill the beans on? So to my brothers who are Prince Hall, and you know who you are, if the shoe don't fit, don't even worry about it. We have to do better than what we do when we throwing mud, because as sure as you throwing mud, somebody throwing it right back at you. That's all I'm saying. We have to be careful because, man, it doesn't make any sense for us to do that to each other. It doesn't. So I get it all the time on my timeline in my posts. Oh, y'all stealing money. But I'm looking at this brother who stole $750,000. And I'm looking at Grandmaster Slaughter out of New Orleans. He split Prince Hall. If you don't, yeah. Grandmaster Slaughter split Prince Hall. There's a new Supreme Council under Prince Hall. And for those of you who are Prince Hall Masons, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are now 3 Supreme Councils for Prince Hall. Oh, yeah, there is. And I can prove it. Yeah, 750 set. Yeah. Talk about earning master wages. Yeah, oh, boy. Every time I look, boy, I get nervous when that little thing go to twirling around. But anyway, yes, we're talking about earning master wages. Absolutely, earning master wages. So, Rob Lowe, I want that Dr. York video too. Nah, y'all ain't gonna change this subject for me tonight. You put that Dr. York, no, I'm not gonna put that one up. But we're gonna have that talk too. But I'm talking about how brothers steal money across the board. I'm talking about how we do each other in the process of saying who's stealing and who's doing what. You all right? Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. So I will always love and respect all of my ancient free and accepting Masons. That's my foundation, my brothers from. And there's nothing wrong. No, absolutely. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is we have to, as Black people and Masons, stop throwing each other's jurisdiction under the bus, because it happens across the board.
I'll hit you when I get home.
Okay, please do, Grant.
All right.
All right. It happens across the board. We have to realize that. We have to really consider brothers who take money from this organization on both sides of the border. Okay? They do. And we have to realize splits happens all the time. So now we know that there are 3 Supreme Councils for Prince Hall. 3. Sure is. And let's be real. All of them are not able to visit with each other. So when a Prince Hall brother tells me, yeah, we can visit here, all of Prince Hall Grand Lodges are not able to visit with each other unless that has changed over the past month. That's a fact. I have documentation to back me up. Yeah, that's wild. I can agree with that. I can certainly agree with that. But that's just my opinion and what I'm seeing in this whole thing. We have to be more diligent in how we do and deal with each other. There's too much happening around us for us to find ourselves in this, I don't know, in this whirlpool of some sort. So if anybody want to call in tonight, okay, I appreciate that, Brother Michael White. I appreciate you sending me that. I thank you very much. So the call-in number is 619-286-0642. You can certainly call in if you want to. We was talking about the symbolism and the order of the Eastern Star. Now we're talking about the subject right now. We're talking about how brothers and sisters throw each other under the bus. We're talking about we have to be cautious, including myself, and be respectable to each other and how we deal with each other, because let the truth be told, there's money within this organization that is being stolen from its members. And it's truth. And some people may say, hey, you shouldn't be talking about it. But no, let's have that damn conversation tonight. You know, there's no exceptions to the rule. Things happens in every organization, including the church or whatever. It happens. But don't just throw one part of a jurisdiction under the bus and don't think that your house is all that clear and you living in a glass house. No, there's a lot of things that's happening in various jurisdictions that some of us disagree with. But because we are there and we enjoy the friendship and the brotherly love within that organization, we don't say too much. Hello. Oh, it's going okay. I can hardly hear you. You might want to call in on a different number. Can you hear me? No, I can hardly hear you. You want to do me a favor and call in on 619-286-0642 because I can barely hear you. Yeah, 619-286-0642. All right, I'll wait on you. Give me a call. All right, thanks. Yeah, that was a brother trying to call into the night show, and I can barely hear him. I don't know why. The reception was kind of bad, kind of down. So, but if you're going to call in, please call in 619-286-0642. And we'll have that conversation tonight. So we have to be mindful and respectful of each other and what we're doing in these organizations. Hello. Hello?
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Oh, I got you. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Can you hear me now, bro?
Yep, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. All right. In respect to what you were talking to about the thievery. Oh, let me turn it down so we don't have an echo.
Okay.
All right. So it's about the thievery.
Uh-huh.
You know, just imagine if all of our organizations were to get past ourselves and all our monies together, and we would be able to achieve more greater things than what, as you want to call, the mainstream logic.
Uh-huh.
You know, but we have some individuals that want to take, you know, and that's one thing I can't understand, why we have these people that apparently they seem to think that, well, this money is much better than the knowledge that I can get from my organization.
Well,
so how do we, as an organization, stop that?
Well, okay. First of all, we have to come to the table and have the conversation. Most of our jurisdictions don't want to do that. They do not want to have the conversation. They do not want you at the table. They don't want to sit at the table with you. That's number one. Number two is that we have been so conditioned not to trust each other, so conditioned not to love on each other, so conditioned to see each other in a very negative way, till it's something that we got to do. We got to break that cycle. We have to do it. But the leadership is where it's going to start at. And it's going to start with the membership too, because the members elect the leaders. And what happens is that when you put that leader in a position, he or she, if they weren't humble when they got it, they're not going to be humble when they're there. If they're selfish when they got it, they're going to be selfish when they get there. Period. And it's just going to blow it up either way you look at it. And what we get is that when we put people in these positions, they sit down, they look at the books and they say, oh, well, I'm the Grand Master. You mean tell me I can have the Grand Secretary to write a check at my discretion when we're not in session? Oh, shit, let me do this then.
But, you know, where that comes from is that these individuals individuals, they don't know their station.
Mm-hmm.
We go to a meeting and we do these elections, which most of us may do them wrong, and we elect a person to sit in a station that knows nothing about the station, that has no integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how those things happen. If the master of your life, or if you're the master, in the guys, most of us all, and then what comes months from now is that this individual has stolen hundreds of dollars. And it doesn't even have to be $100. It could be just $5. It's just the principle of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So when, I'll tell you an instance that happened within our lives.
Mm-hmm.
The treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
He had, access to all the books, the cards, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided one day he only needed $50. But myself, I ended up looking at the books, going over the books. It's like, where does this $50 go? So I turned to the master and said, hey, look, we're missing $50.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently we know where it went.
Mm-hmm.
We grabbed the individual, brought him in, we waited into a lodge meeting, and brought it to the attention of the lodge. And let the lodge decide what we need to do about this situation.
Mm-hmm.
We voted on all this here. Hey, you did an on and off of things, which you stole that money, even though you came back eventually when we found out that you were going to repay the money.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was suspended him for 60 days.
Okay.
So with that suspension, he was a little bit embarrassed. So he never came back.
Mm.
It wasn't like he just totally changed. You have no privileges for these 60 days.
Mm. Okay.
So after those 60 days were up, he decided, he was a little embarrassed. I don't want to come back.
Well, but he shouldn't have really felt that way. There's just the consequences to what he had done. I mean, he wasn't suspended or expelled. It was just 50 days. Give him a break. He just from the lodge. That's all. I mean, that's how I would have taken it.
That was a break.
So
I don't know. Like, once again, I don't know how we can, as a people, can fix this.
Well, you know what?
Like you said earlier, these things were inbred in us.
I invite you to the table. Say, hey, bro, you know what? Hey, I like to meet you. I like to get to know you a little bit better, because what I've been hearing about you may not necessarily be true, because I'm hearing it from somebody else. But if I get to know you, we may be able to develop that friendship based on me knowing you personally for myself, and not based on what I hear. But what happens with us is always hearsay. It is not something that we've actually talked to that individual about. It is not something that we've talked to that jurisdiction about. It is hearsay. And it gets us all caught up. It gets us angry at each other. We're mad at each other. Who did he think he is? Who did she think she is? Why they talking? It gets us all angry, and it shouldn't be that way. This fraternal order is built in such a way that it welcomes all, And when I say all, I'm sincerely meaning all. But as I spoke earlier in regards to the Eastern Star, that's the beauty. Once upon a time, you had to be married, and you had to be in the bloodline to be an Eastern Star. That's the way Mr. Roberts set this thing up. You know, the founder of the Eastern Star, that's the way he set it up. You know, for it to be that way.
Now, I had an issue with this maybe about 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, she's down in Palm Beach County.
Okay.
I'm in Orange County in Orlando here.
Okay.
She wanted to be an Eastern Star, but it was with the lodge down there that's a Prince Hall affiliate.
Okay.
Myself being Scottish Rite, only thing she had to do was get a petition.
Right.
So I got the petition, signed it, sent it to her. She submitted it, and they denied her because I was not Prince Hall.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was, let's see, I was a little salty behind that.
Right.
You know, I was salty behind that because these individuals were members of the church that I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just couldn't understand that. You know, so I told her, I said, just sit back, hold on, because we were getting ready to do some things down there in Palm Beach County. So just hold on for a little while. So it just blew my mind.
Well, you know what? This is one of those great issues or great things that we face in this fraternal order. But like I said, it is not that complicated. We make it complicated because of what we do to ourselves. I went to see the movie Us. You gotta go see it. You gotta go see it. And it goes back to exactly what I said earlier, and exactly what a lot of brothers who are on the esoteric side of Freemasonry, as above is as below.
Right.
So if you've seen the movie, what was taken of happening up above was happening below. You know, it has some other deep hidden meaning and messages in there that I seen for myself. But you know, it like that young boy said, that's us. We're attacking ourselves. It's us. They knew how they moved. They knew their language. They everything. You know, and we do it to ourselves. And we attack us. Prince Hall attack Ain't You Free and Accept the Masons. Ain't You Free and Accept the Masons, Modern Free, International, Universal. That's how we do it. And that's the sad thing about it. Now, if we ever invite each other to the table and have a good sit down and conversation, man, that's an ooh-wee moment, but that's not going, I'm not proclaiming it, but I'm looking at it from the point of view of how brothers are. It's not going to happen for a minute. It's just not going to happen. And that is truly the difference within the jurisdictions. You know, and it is what it is. And it's the leadership.
I think that a lot of the brothers do not know their lineage.
Okay.
And also that I believe that the old guard, a lot of the old guard is getting ready to, they're leaving this place.
Uh-huh.
And they're leaving this place very quick.
But see, the old guards may be leaving quickly, but what they have done is they have soured those who have come before them or those who are around them. You know, they have told them falsehoods about other organizations. And this is what you get. A lot of brothers get angry. I've had a brother call me some names. I'm like, dude, I look like you. I haven't disrespected you, but yet you called me a fool. You called me a mother. You have, and you don't even know me. But based on what somebody else told him, he decided to go in from that point of view.
And that's totally. That's totally just really bad because my perspective is not the same as yours.
Mm-hmm.
We can meet somewhere in the middle and figure because both of us have truth.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us have truth, and we can figure out what it really is.
Yes, I agree.
You know? So, but ignorance is a really, really bad thing. To be ignorant. Now, I see this. To me, there's two things. There's being ignorant and being dumb.
Well,
because you can change your thought process of being ignorant. But if you're dumb, there's nothing you can do about that.
mm-hmm.
You know. So, and many of us are ignorant, and we don't want to change. We love this ignorance. For whatever reason, we just love being ignorant. We don't want anybody else. We don't want anybody else's perception of things to change how we see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the way we see it is not quite correct, we're going to go run and stick ourselves in the closet. Because we don't want to take what we look for. We don't want to be, I would say, corrected. You know, because we want our vision to be what our vision is, and we want everybody else to see what our vision may be.
Mm-hmm.
Get on that same bandwagon. You know, so once again, how can we, as a people of a whole, not only within Freemasonry,
Mm-hmm.
but a people as a whole, change the narrative?
Whew, bruh. Yeah, shit. You got me stumped. I mean, I have my own opinion, but until those who are in leadership stand up and do what they have to do, we're going to be where we at. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Indeed, I do. So I want to say thank you. Where you hail from?
From Orlando.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Alchemy Lodge number 1.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard, and we'll be talking again. All
right, brother.
No doubt about it. So I appreciate you calling in and enjoy your evening. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Hit the like button and subscribe to the show. Tell somebody about us.
I'm already subscribed.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I've been telling a lot of people.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting to have taken money and have done wrong. The organization. It's hard. It is hard. It really makes me think, about this organization and how great it's supposed to be. Yeah, we got some issues. We got some problems. But you know what? I believe that they could be worked out. They can be worked out if we choose to work them out. And right now, we don't choose to do that. We do not choose to work out the situation at hand that handicaps Freemasonry amongst the Black and African American community. We don't. There are some jurisdictions that are doing some great things out there. Period. There are. And there are some lodges that are doing some great things out there. And while I'm saying that, tonight, I'm going to send a shout out to some great lodges. Tonight. As a matter of fact, out of Kansas, St. Mark's Grand Lodge, Ancient Free and Accepted Mason, sending you a shout out. Out of Louisiana, King David Grand Lodge, want to send you a big shout out. I plan to be at your grand session coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to you. United King George Grand Lodge out of Louisiana, big shout out. Definitely out of Massachusetts, I want to send George Washington Carver Grand Lodge a big shout out. Out there out of Boston, Massachusetts, how you doing today, brothers and sisters of the order? Also out of Maryland, I want to send Harriman Grand Lodge a big shout out. And Zerubbabel Grand Lodge. William T. Hill, where you at, brother? Just want to send you a big shout out tonight. Michigan, you in the house tonight. Sending St. John's Grand Lodge out of Michigan a big shout out. Mount Nemo Grand Lodge, United Grand Lodge of Scottish Rite, a big shout out. That's out of Michigan. Definitely. Pride of the East, King Solomon Grand Lodge. All these Grand Lodges out of Michigan. Okay, I got Mississippi in the house. William T. Grant Grand Lodge, John G. Jones Grand Lodge out of Mississippi, King Solomon Grand Lodge, Chuney Grand Lodge, King David and King Harriman Grand Lodge out of Mississippi. Sending you a big shout out tonight. Hope all is well with you. If you're in New Jersey, sending you a big shout out. New York, big shout out. So that's to the East Coast, and also my brothers and sisters here on the West Coast, sending you a big shout out too. So if you want to call in, that line is free, 619-286-0642. Brother Ron Foster stated, that's why we struggle. We're always doing things to deny one another, which we give to us freely. Woo-hoo! Brother Ron Foster, I appreciate that. That is so true. Maybe in 20 to 30 years, the AF and AM and Prince Hall can come together. No disrespect, but it's older brothers that teaches the type of thinking to the youngsters, to the younger generation. Well, the caller is correct with regards to ignorance. I assume that his own lack of knowledge is why he couldn't understand why his sister petition was denied. Well, traveling man, I can see your point, but in his defense, he's saying because not just that it is the mere fact that he's a Mason and his sister is looking to become a member of that jurisdiction. He didn't throw any salt in the eyes. He didn't say, I would join that jurisdiction. He was like, yeah, if you want to go there, right, sister, I'll vouch for you because you're my sister. You know, you are my sister. Now, if she went over there, right, if she went over there and became a member over there, then she's illegal. According to the landmarks of the Order of the Eastern Star, she's illegal to be a member of the Eastern Star under Prince Hall because there's only 5 individuals who can be a member of the Eastern Star, according to the rules and regulations that so many people like to bring up, including myself. According to that, and just that simple. People talking about you can't change landmarks. Well, that is part of the landmarks, but I see that they changed them. I'm just saying, we have to consider a lot of things. Traveling man, break that down. Why, as a Scottish Rite Mason, why my sister could not be allowed to join Prince Hall affiliation of Order of Eastern Star? Well, brother, the reason she couldn't is because she had nobody to really vouch for her, including you. Because they don't recognize your jurisdiction, then you cannot vouch for that person in another jurisdiction. And even if she went over there and became a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, and it would be illegal because there's nobody in that jurisdiction that is blood to her, according to, once again, those landmarks, Order of the Eastern Star. That's how you get down. Greeting, Brother Michael White. Maybe not only God knows the future, but we as Masons have to push for a change. And I know as long as I'm active Mason, I'm pushing for a change. There you go, Brother Shaheed. There you go. Greetings, everyone. Welcome aboard, Brother Maddox. Tonight's show we started off in the topic of talking about the Order of the Eastern Star, and we moved on to brothers taking money from the various jurisdictions across the board. Let's be honest. Mainstream Grand Lodges is not left out now. I don't care if you are mainstream. There's some thieving going on in your jurisdiction too. Oh, you don't think so? Come on now. You don't have any pull up some documents on your jurisdiction about thievery and how you've taken brothers to court because they've stolen money. Let's just be honest with this thing. Don't throw a rock and think that your house is just glass and people just can see through it and say it's okay. No, all jurisdictions have their issues. Let's just be honest and blunt with it and stop trying to sugarcoat everything. Yeah, this is a great organization because of the people that I've met, the conversation I've had, the travel I've done. It truly, I won't give it up for nothing. I enjoy it that much. However, there are some brothers and sisters within this organization that makes you shake your head. And that's truth. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's life. It is what it is. The unique thing is that we have an opportunity, brothers and sisters, we have an opportunity to really change the scope of things if we choose to. The choice is ours. If we choose to change the scope of Freemasonry within the African American community or within Black Masonry, however you want to put it, we can do it, but we don't want to do it. We don't. That's just that simple. We don't want to do it. Our leaders don't want to do it. We love where we're at. That's why we do what we do, because we love it. Bet your dollar on that. If you want to call in tonight, 619-286-0642. Oh, okay. So that's where we're at tonight. So I can build relationships with brothers across the board from different jurisdictions, be it individually, but on a grand large basis, let's just look at it for what it is. It's not going to happen at this point in history. It is not. It's not going to happen because those who are in leadership refuse to come to the table and talk to anybody else. Bar none. That's just that simple. So we're going to move on from that topic of tonight, and I hope you got something from that. We've talked about also sisters being part of, we've talked about the Order of the Eastern Star, for which this show is based off of for tonight. And so we can move on. I don't want to just stay on something negative, but we're going to move on to something positive right now. We as Black Masons should come together in whatever jurisdictions to make things correct. The Caucasian race have divided very well and continue to keep us moving ahead. Oh, brother, yes. Come on, we all know the game. We all know how the game is played. We all know the signs and symptoms of the game. The ideal is we like the game. We are the pawns on the chessboard. We are. We are those pawns on the chessboard. And people move us around any way they choose to because we like it. We like it. We enjoy it. We enjoy being kicked down. We enjoy being talked about. We enjoy it because if we didn't enjoy it, we'll do something about it. We would. Collectively, we would. But we can't because we enjoy it. I believe that we have more in common than anything else. We do. The mere fact of the struggle that we deal with day to day is what really can bring us together. However, that's not going to happen because some of us don't want it to happen. Some of us like it the way it is. And this is why we're going to have what we have. And that's just the truth of the matter. You know, like I said before, I was saying that individually, I can build with brothers and sisters across the board. Enjoy their company, enjoy the fellowship, all of that individually. But on a grand large scale, nah, not going to be. Don't even worry about it. Keep hope alive and keep pushing forward. That's all I got to say about that. Oh, you guarantee you're going to love that package you sent to me? Brother White, you've always took care of me, brother, and I appreciate it. And you've sent me some jewels, and I must admit, they've been on point. I will say that. Crabs in a barrel. Ah, brother. Brother. I don't like using the crabs in a bucket mentality. I don't. I'm trying to really get away from that. That's why I build with individually. I build with those who want to build with me. And so it gives me the opportunity to bypass the crabs in the bucket because I don't deal with crabs. I don't deal with crabs. When I find out that you are a crab, I cut you loose. I don't deal with you. I don't come back to your home. I don't call you. I don't want to be around you. I really don't care what race or color that you may call yourself. You can look like me, talk like me, live in the same neighborhood as me. If you are not looking to help me, or I'm not looking to help you excel in life and to do better in life, and I consider you a crab, I gotta let you go. I got to let you go. So the crab in the buckets, I don't deal with crabs. I don't. We all should stop dealing with crabs. Patrick, if you're not building bridges, you're building walls. Absolutely. You damn Skippy. That's a fact. This goes back to what you said about ignorance. I also heard you mention of lineage. Do you know the lineage of your Grand Lodge? Every jurisdiction should know their lineage. Traveling man, every one of us. A lineage is your beginning. Every Grand Lodge has a beginning. Every one. I don't care who you call them or what you call them. Every one of them had a beginning. Period. Some of them was pretty shaky. So, knowing your lineage and knowing how you got started is great. But to build is even. That's a fact. No, it was not 2012 when PHA finally got recognized. It was actually 96, 95, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me. Well, that was when it was kicked off. Let's put it that way, Brother Rob Lowe. It was kicked off in 1995 was when it really got kicked off in regards to the recognition thing. Okay, that's what many people are, I'm finding. Okay, you can put 10 people in a room and they will find a way to separate themselves based on something. That's true. But if I'm trying to get the hell out that room, my disagreement with you based on ignorance is not going to do me any good when I'm trying to get out that room, Brother Foster. That's just the fact of the matter. I got to get out that room. Attitude should be gratitude. Okay, 94, okay. No, it was not long ago. So, as we continue to move forward and press forward, I definitely want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope you was able to get something out of this show. And as always, to the Sisters of the Order, I appreciate you and I love you dearly. And never forget, sisters, always, sisters, you let that light shine. And to the brothers of the craft, the same to you. I appreciate you because you make the show. Let me tell you this here. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the show because I learned something from everybody that calls in. I learned something from watching the post. I learned something from a traveling man. We can agree to disagree, but I can personally tell you, I don't know Traveling Man personally. I've never met him. I don't even think I've ever talked on the phone to him. However, his post, from the way he posts, I can respect him. Period. And that's just me to him, And that's just how I am. I don't have to always agree with a person to respect a person. Period. And going to Mr. Thornton. Yes, my wife is a star. She's not a member of Prince Hall at all. Let me see. You said, Brother Tony, isn't your wife a star in the East? Yes, she is. She's a worthy matron. If you aren't PHA, who vouches for her? If my wife wanted to go PHA and she wasn't, and I'm over here in John G. Jones, who would vouch for her? Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, really legally speaking, nobody can actually vouch for her but me. According to the rules of Freemason of the Order of the Eastern Star. And let me point this out to you just again for those who may have missed this here. I'm gonna point this out to you again, and it clearly says, all right, this is from the 1860s. All right, these are the rules of the order. All right, written by Robert McCoy in 1860. Okay, the rules are followed. Not less than 5 ladies who are entitled to receive or have received the degrees of the Order of the Eastern Star. 5 women. Okay? Now, the proper persons entitled to receive these degrees are all Master Masons in good standings can receive the degree of the Order of the Eastern Star. All right? The wives of a Master Mason. Here's the thing. It doesn't say what jurisdiction, but it says the wives of a Master Mason. He has to be in good standings. It says the widow of a Master Mason who died in good standings. It says a sister of a Master Mason in good standings. It doesn't say what jurisdiction. We put that in there. We as Masons, we as jurisdictions, we employ and put those dividers in there. Okay? That's what we do. And this is why the brother was saying crabs in a bucket. I don't deal with crabs in a bucket. I don't. Now, if I find out you're a crab in a bucket, I have to let you go because you hurt me. All right? Now, those who are not entitled to receive the degrees are unmarried ladies. So if any of those sisters that are in your jurisdiction that are not married to a Master Mason, they can't be an Eastern Star. That's the rule. That's the rule. Okay? Then it says under the age of 18. All right? Unmarried and under the age of 18. A mother of a Mason cannot be an Eastern Star. She has to be married to a Master Mason. You as a Mason can't vouch for your mother to be a Eastern Star. No, she has to be married to a Mason. All right? A Master Mason who's been expelled or suspended cannot be an Eastern Star. That's it. Those are hey, it's not my rules. Every jurisdiction have their own rules, and this is why sisters who are not married to a Master Mason becomes an Eastern Star, because the rules for that jurisdiction applies to them. They don't abide by the rules that was written down for the organization. They, in turn, added or subtracted or did whatever they wanted to do. The same thing goes for the landmarks. All Grand Lodges do not abide by all the landmarks. They do not. There are Grand Lodges that picks and chooses which landmarks they're going to abide by. And that's the truth. Fact. She's not PHA, I don't think. Nope. If you're talking about my wife, she's not. All right, oh man. All right, my PH brother, this is from Brother Shahid. My PHA brothers who are past masters and who also been PHA since the 70s said that PHA has been recognized since then. But I know, and on Google it says 1994. Okay. Oh, Brother Traveler Man said, I don't know the rules of 1890, but in 2019, those who are qualified for membership in the order are affiliated Master Masons in good standing, as well as their wives, daughters, and legal adopted daughters. Nope, that's not according to the original landmarks. Nope, you can't be a stepsister, and you can't be a half-sister. You have to be blood. Blood in, blood out. That's how that gets down. That's according to the original landmarks of the Order of the Eastern Star and who can be members. That's how you get down. That's what it is. Nope. Also mothers, widows, sisters, half-sisters. Nope. None of those can be Eastern Stars, brother. None of them. According to the rules of 1890 and the landmarks of the Order of the Eastern Star, they cannot be Eastern Stars, Brother Traveling Man, unless your jurisdiction has it in their constitution or in their bylaws where they changed that and adopted their own formation. That's the only way that can happen. So we can say whatever we want to say about who can be Eastern Stars and who can't. It all is based upon your jurisdiction and what they have written down as far as who can and who can't. Period. It is just that simple. So we can talk about this until we turn blue in the face. If their sister is married, if their sister is not married to a Master Mason and she's an Eastern Star, she should not be an Eastern Star. Unless her father is a Master Mason in good standings, then she can be an Eastern Star. Your mother, who wants to be an Eastern Star, can't be an Eastern Star even if you're a Master Mason. She has to be married to a Master Mason. That's the get down. Jurisdiction can change that based upon how they want to grow their membership. And it changes. And I agree with Traveler Man as far as 1890 versus 1890 versus 2019. Of course, things change, and they changed them. Jurisdictions make the change to fit their needs, and that's what they've done. They also have laws. Let me see, brother. Welcome aboard, brother Felix, brother Alex Fitzgerald. They also have laws of adoption and dispensations for grand masters. Oh, okay. Brother Ron Foster said that's a problem. Folks are always trying to change something. A landmark is a landmark. Absolutely. But, Brother Foster, people add and take away from the landmarks. They do it all the time. You know? So I can say this in regards to my jurisdiction. We try to abide by all of the landmarks that is written down. That's what we have chose to do. I know of Grand Lodges, mainstream and irregular Grand Lodges per se, that do not choose to do that. Let's take the Grand Lodge of France, for instance. They no longer have a Bible on their altar. So therefore, we know that the Grand Lodge of England pulled recognition. But the Grand Lodge of France don't give an if, because they are the Grand Lodge of France. They're their own sovereign Grand Lodge, and they keep rolling. There are other Grand Lodges that operate very similar to that. So, you know, but somehow, some way, you have to build that cohesiveness. Our numbers are low. So let's amend the bound. Yeah, that's it. That's how they do it, Foster. Absolutely. That's how they do it, brother. Our numbers are low. Let's amend the bylaw so we can do X, Y, and Z. And they build up their clientele based on that. That's how the work gets done. The landmarks clearly states that a Grand Lodge gives dispensations. Let me see. I gotta see what else you said in that. I'm trying to get and see exactly what you said, my brother. You're absolutely right about that. A Grand Lodge does give dispensation, but they give dispensation to chapters. They give Grand Lodges give dispensations, but they don't give them to sisters. Brother Foster, if you know of any other information, then help me out. The landmark, okay, yeah. Okay, they do. And no one else can give a dispensation, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. No one else can give it. Yes, you're right, Brother Foster. The Grand Patron gives dispensation to chapters. Absolutely. Yes. And then the Grand Chapter issues the charter. Absolutely. Yes, I will have to agree with you, Brother Foster. I have seen you in your best. I've seen you quote all 25 landmarks without a book. So I'm quite sure you are definitely familiar with the landmarks, if that's the same, Brother Foster, that I know. Absolutely. So, been on here for a minute. I want to say thank you for everybody that's coming on. Well, greetings, Brother Foster. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. The chapter can also decide whom they can admit. Absolutely. The chapter has a right to decide who they are going to admit. However, you can admit anyone that is not married to a master mason, sister, brother, a widow. Yeah, but it has to be a master. It has to be in their bloodline. Okay, so the chapter has a right. A lodge has a right to admit or deny anybody they choose to. However, if we're talking rules and landmarks and things like that tonight, according to the Eastern Star Works, they have to be in bloodline to the Master Mason. Period. It has to be in bloodline. No matter how you chop that up, you can't change it. The only somebody that changes that is the jurisdiction, and they do it by their own protocol and procedures and their own voting on their protocols. Their policy. They change their policies to meet their needs, and that's how they get down. That's how they do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off tonight. I hope that everybody was able to get something off of it. And Brother Foster, one day I'd love for you to call into the show, and we can have that conversation too, my good brother. I appreciate you. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and log off for the night. Correct, but it's done by whom they like, and that's that evening. absolutely, brother Brian. Brother Brian, if you don't mind, give me a call after the show at that number 619-286-0642. Give me a call back tonight after the show. I appreciate it. Talk a little bit more. So everybody else, have a good evening. I appreciate you. I hope that your families and loved ones are doing well. God bless each of you. And until we meet again, whatever you do, always keep your light on and stay out them bushes. I'm out.